When you think about what a homeless person looks like, you probably don't think about kids.
You think about a panhandler, right? You don't really think about families. You don't think about children, and that's because you don't see them.
There are an estimated 2.5 million kids experiencing homelessness each year in the U.S. alone. Many of these kids are going to school. The problem is, normal schools don't really work for them.
There is so much adrenaline running through their bodies all the time because they're thinking about, where are we gonna sleep? What are we gonna eat? Is mom gonna be there when I get home? It's really hard for these kids to let go and learn until they feel safe.
It's a unique population with unique needs. So at a small school in Oklahoma, a group of educators has come up with a model to help meet these kids where they are. And it's based on a straightforward but pretty important insight.
If we don't address what's going on with the families, what's going on with the kids isn't gonna change.
Their holistic approach to education is changing the game for these kids, one family at a time. This is Lacey. She's got 2 kids, Jaden and Rayleigh, and they've been through a lot.
I was probably homeless at least 8 years. The hardest part is probably when I went to jail, when I kept going back to jail. Those children were involved, they called DHS, and they took my kids. I remember the first time I saw Rayleigh after months of being away from her. She saw me and she just put her head down. Like, I know you, but I don't know who you are. They ended up staying in the system for almost 3.5 years. Jaden probably bounced around to 10 different schools in a 3-year period. There was no progress, he wasn't reading at the right level, wouldn't keep his hands to himself, he was constantly fighting. So he got held back and they just couldn't help him.
A series of events led Lacey to Positive Tomorrows. At first, her kids struggled, just like most kids in their situation.
You can't learn if your feet hurt, if your tummy is grumbling. You guys saw a little one come off the bus with no shoes on. So she just gets another pair of shoes. That's not a big deal. Here.
Slide your foot in here, let's see if it fits. Got enough room in there? Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna rub you wrong or anything.
The magic to this place is that we're not just focusing on the kids. Case managers here at Positive Tomorrows, they meet with families individually and they say, where do you want to be? Not what's our goal for you, but where do you want to be and what does your family look like in the future?
Lacey was assigned to Miss Stephanie, a loving but no-nonsense case manager who would meet with Lacey wherever she was. Together, they started to figure out how Lacey could stabilize her home life.
When you're partnering with the families, they can do it on their own later. So we have multiple age classrooms. They're all working on the same thing at the same time, just at their own levels.
Because many students come to Positive Tomorrows a couple grades behind, they use technology to create custom lesson plans for each child. It's here that Jaden grew a passion for art and science.
We believe that extracurricular isn't really extra. We try to give them as many opportunities as possible, whatever that is that they can attach to and find their worth, their self-esteem changes 180 degrees. Many of our kids have never had a birthday cake with their name on it. More than blowing out candles, it's the opportunity to hope and dream that something is going to be different in my future.
Just a couple years ago, Lacey was struggling with a drug addiction. She was homeless, and her kids were in foster care. Today, she's 2 years sober and getting dinner ready for her kids in her own home.
Without Positive Tomorrows, I would not be in this home.
What'd you do at basketball? Stretches?
I've been able to go back to school. I got a car. They've made me have a family. It feels like I've actually, like a family that functions well. They have healthy relationships and they continue to progress and continue to work with them and find new ways. Because they were so quick for fight or flight. Like, I feel threatened, let me do this. And now it's slowly starting to change. That was one of the biggest things that Positive Tomorrows did for them.
The last day of school was pretty emotional here because to the kids, this place is a refuge. For many, it's the first place they felt safe in a long time.
I feel like a wonderful part about this place is that because all the kids have this shared background, it kind of melts away and they get to be kids.
For the last school year, 87% of our families maintained or improved their housing status. Our participation rate for parent-teacher conferences, 97%.
By meeting families where they are and empowering them with the resources to enable them to truly succeed, Positive Tomorrows is changing the way we think about educating homeless kids.
Ready, go!
At the end of the day, it's breaking the cycle of poverty for these kids to make sure that they're ready for the world.
Thanks for watching. Catalyst profiles social entrepreneurs exploring bold solutions to some of our biggest problems. Subscribe to Freethink to be the first to see new episodes.